Everything smells like piss.
And garbage.
Rotting piles of smelly, piss-laden garbage.
Because it's too unsafe for the police officers to show up in this area without a big crowd.
Don't even know what to tell you. Berlin is lost. Berlin in 2025 is changing fast and not for the better. Last year, the city recorded about 539,000 criminal offences. That's almost 1,500 every single day. Homicides and attempted homicides jumped by 52% compared to the prior year. Politically motivated crime, that's up 29% in 1 year too. More hate, more violence, more division. And the filth is as visible as the fear. Trash piling up in public spaces, graffiti tagging walls all over the city. Neighbourhoods that used to feel safe are now packed with tension. On top of that, arrests of suspects connected to Hamas in Berlin have made it clear. The threat is no longer abstract. This is the city peeling away its shiny veneer. This is Berlin in decline. Raw, messy, and unfiltered. Let's walk those streets together.
Hallo? Ja, okay, bin gut. Ruhe, hier. Deine Sachen hier. Ruhig. Bist du? Ruhig. Okay. Okay, schön gut.
Welcome to my home country of Germany, the country that I chose to leave more than 6 years ago because of the grim outlook on the future. Country that has done nothing but get worse year after year ever since I have been born, and also the country whose previous Chancellor Angela Merkel has a very, very big part in the decline of Europe, the decline of the European culture and the decline of the European people. Let's enjoy Berlin for the day. In case one of you needs an insert for a dishwasher, there it is.
There's actually a big pile of tombstones. This is a graveyard here, and literally tons of people's tombstones. There's a guy who passed away, or he was born actually, in 1921, and his tombstone and a bunch of other tombstones are just literally in a pile of rubble here behind a beautiful tagged wall, of course. Great respect for the dead is given here in Berlin. Just walked past a really lovely sign. So it was the African Muslim Brotherhood, and there was a phone number there as well. So just in case any of you guys want to join the Brotherhood, you know, just in case, we're gonna leave that sign up there for you guys. Call the number, get involved, make Berlin a functioning city again. I think that's what's needed, right? That's exactly what's needed in these types of cities. More graffiti, more disorder, more involvement in these sorts of ideologies that are completely opposite to the history of Germany, the history of Europe. That's what we need, people. Just a symbol of decline. So that's all I'm going to say. You've got a quite literal pile of garbage here. So just want to have a look here. Non-stop, just pure deprivation, hopelessness. The vast majority of people that we walk past are either homeless or drug addicts. This here is a residential building where people live. You've got some really old German businesses that have been completely defaced and destroyed and are just left here standing. Oh, here's something about the AfD.
I don't know what that says. Does not look good at all.
Nice poster. Gründungskongress der AfD Jugend stoppen. So this is a demonstration that wants to stop the formation of the youth initiative of the AfD, which is the counter opposition party here in Germany. And talking about democracy, the AfD is on the rise, as it should be because of the current situation here in Germany. But if you are pro-democracy, if you're so liberal, if you're for freedom of expression and all of those good things that everybody always says that they are for, that are on the left, then you should also be for the formation of the youth initiative of the AfD, because that's also freedom of expression. Seeing signs like that really makes me remember the great words of one Angela Merkel. Wir schaffen das. We can do it. I don't think so. No, we can't actually. We can't.
Berlin is a really great example of you really can't do it, and everything you're doing is not working. You can buy t-shirts, by the way, here that say Free Palestine, in case that's something that
Oh yeah, just on the same line, Che Guevara, of course, and Free Palestine. Oh yes, when you think of Berlin, you think of history, you think of nice coffee, you think of currywurst, you think of buletten and garbage.
Rotting piles of smelly, piss-laden garbage.
Even though all of the bins are there, why on earth is this necessary?
The hell is that?
So on one of these very, very sadly closed businesses, you can see the weekly newsletter of Anarchy, basically.
Great.
This one specifically is from February 2025, so it could have been taken down a long time ago, but it's still here for everybody to enjoy.
Marvelous. Because again, what more do you need in a city that is already in total collapse and total anarchy, but more anarchy?
Very, very interesting thing as well is I have seen probably 80 halal butchers here, which is of course very European. I haven't seen a single just German butcher, not halal, just butcher. I haven't seen a single German butcher.
Or a single German bakery, or a single restaurant that focuses on German food, or a single place where you can tell that people are proud that they're selling German produce, or a single thing that speaks to the betterment of Germany. It's all the opposite.
It's actually, we're just walking past here, that's why I was walking a little bit slower. You can actually see it, all of the original German stores. You can see it, this over there was a really, really old German store for prams. Closed down for good. Not a single German store in this area. That's okay though, because it's, I mean, I don't know. I don't even have words anymore. At the beginning when we started, when we actually arrived here in Neukölln, Luke was saying like, oh, what a bleep hole this place is basically. And I said, oh, to me it actually just looks like Germany. To me this just looks like what I remember Germany to be. Sorry, but it's just the way it is.
Now we found the one German store, and that is the powerhouse Lidl. Yeah.
Lidl and Aldi.
Which you can find in quite literally every country, because they're one of the biggest supermarket chains, if not the biggest supermarket chain in all of Europe. I think they've even expanded into the American market and quite literally almost globally. I don't think they've made it as far as Asia and the Middle East or Africa just yet. It's a great place though. You've got some really, really good bakery stuff in there, and it's a cost-effective place, so I guess that's why it would be somewhere like where we are right now. I cannot get over how sad this type of stuff is here. Like, when you think about like graffiti, right? For me, I don't have an issue when it comes to art. So people will say it's an expression of art, and I fully agree with that. But spraying like scribbly little tags and like multicolored crap, and someone actually put a thing saying F Hamas.
That's the only thing I agree with.
So yeah, that's something that we fully wholeheartedly agree with. So that's nice to see, but even still, it's not nice to see it on this. This here is a very, very old building. The doors are from God knows when, and yeah, it's just been completely eradicated and destroyed, and quite literally everything smells like piss. Everything. Yeah, it's just in a complete state of disrepair. This sticker here actually reads that the revolution begins in Neukölln.
It's the left party.
Die Linke. Yeah. So this is apparently the grounds where it's all gonna kick off, where Marx and the lads, Marx and Lenin, are gonna rise up and take back Germany and put it back in the absolute hellhole state that it's already in. You don't really need to do it. You don't need to do a revolution. It's already completely screwed. Quite literally, every minute there's ambulances, police cars, permanently, just constantly. There's fire brigades, ambulances, police, every minute on the minute. It's like we're living in a simulation of absolute hell.
Now that is one patriotic balcony. You can see the Hertha BSC flags, that's the local football club, and you can also see Germany flags. Which leads me to another topic. In one part of Germany, one little village actually, in an area called Sauerland, at the moment, people are hissing the German flag, and the state actually opened an investigation to pull the people in front of the court for hissing the German flag. How unbelievable! Like, if I was to hiss the Palestine flag, nobody would say anything. If I was to put Palestine flags all over Berlin, nobody was to say anything. But if you put a Germany flag in your local village, that is probably 100% German, I assume, because it's a rural area.
Not anymore.
Of Germany, but not anymore, maybe.
50-50.
50-50. So the German state actually opened an investigation into probably people that are over the age of 50, over the age of 60, that are trying to show solidarity with other people in the country of Germany.
The Rote Zone, the red zone. No cops, no Nazis. No police, no Nazis. No people who are against communism. You're not allowed here. You're excluded. You're not in the club. What weird crap to put on signs. Literally, this is a speed limit. It's a 30 zone, telling you not to go fast because there's probably children up there that are crossing the street from a school. And you're like, I have to put my extreme political agenda all over this sign because speeding in a residential area is not important. The mindset, it just baffles me. It blows my mind. I've always been so excited to visit Berlin. The history that's here, crazy history. World War II, World War I, so much more than that as well. But what we're seeing here is just horrendous. Quite literally entire streets that are just plastered. Broken windows, graffiti. Beautiful big piles of garbage that's just left to sit in the sun. Let's see what people are throwing away. Just used clothes. And by the way, it literally only took us not even 5 minutes to run into complete chaos. We tried to hop on the S-Bahn to come towards Berlin. We're staying a little bit outside Berlin because Berlin is quite expensive. And immediately we were met with the chaos. We were met with a guy being dragged off the train because he was literally drugged out of his mind on the train, and then stood up and tried to fight everybody in the station. So this is what we're dealing with, people. Free Antifa from Anti-Deutsch. Okay, I don't even know what that means. What a horrible place. What's this?
For some meditation. I don't think the
Meditation?
people here need to meditate. I think they need to be...
Need to be in a room with sponge walls.
Yeah, oh, that's a nice
That's what
way.
I feel like. I feel like I need that, and I've only been here for like an hour or two. But I can't imagine what it's like living here. Yeah, meditation. You don't need meditation, you need therapy. Smash fascism. Yeah. Everywhere that we've been, in quite literal third world countries, we've traveled through third world countries, developing nations, as people like to say, because it's not PC to say third world anymore. Those developing nations are 100 times cleaner than the streets of Berlin. What do you think? New mattress?
Oh yeah, for sure. Somebody else is probably going to need that.
We've seen plenty of people that could use that here in Berlin. By the way, there was just a car crash just back there.
The last time that I was in Berlin, so I'm not actually from the city, I'm not from this area in Germany, but the last time that I was here was 6 years ago. And even the difference between 6 years ago and now, you can see a really very rapid decline just in the general picture of the city. So like just when you're looking around, seeing what state the people are in, seeing the amount of desperation, seeing the amount of destruction on all of the houses, seeing, I don't know, everything that is going on around us. It's just really very sad. And I mean, I don't know, I felt kind of iffy about coming back to Germany. We actually have a date with my family, so we're going to visit my family very, very soon, and I'm looking forward to that. But I'm not going to lie, I was quite scared to come back here, and I feel like my fears have been very, very much confirmed. I don't know. I decided against Germany, and I'm sorry to say that, because now we came back to fight for Europe, but I feel like Germany is so far gone that a really big thing has to happen in order to reverse all of this. And I don't know if Germany is actually capable of doing that. I really hope that it is, but it doesn't feel like it.
Another previously beautiful old building that has been eradicated, like defaced, destroyed. The wonderful hammer and sickle, all of these people who are talking about creating utopias. They're creating utopia by literally destroying society.
Against every kind of anti-Semitism,
against every kind of anti-Semitism.
But then importing the people that are probably the most anti-Semitic out there.
Yeah, that's the case. Like, in terms of, if you want to talk about anti-Semitism here in Berlin, this is on like a different level. So like quite literally everywhere that we've walked around here, it's entirely focused on pushing back against Zionism and Israel, and nothing is about the state of the country that we are in right now. People are focusing so much of their time and energy on things that are happening outside of their own countries, when their own countries are piece by piece falling apart. Wow, look at this. It's a really old cinema, no?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It has a
Beautiful.
New Gen Film Festival on.
New Gen Film Festival. Wow, so the films are probably about, the usual topics. Things that lead to the situation that the city is in right now. We have another lovely mattress here. Abandoned e-bikes, abandoned e-scooters. Yeah, this place is a hellhole. So Hamas has actually been scratched off. So this used to say Hamas Nein Danke.
I think it used to say Zionism.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so it's first it said Zionism Nein Danke. That was completely ripped off. And then someone put Hamas Nein Danke. And then someone came along and scratched that off and put IDF terrorists Nein Danke. But you can see the amount of division that is here in this city. So Berlin and Germany for a very long time has been what you would call diverse. So there's been immigrants for a very, very long time coming in and out of Germany, from the Balkan states, from Turkey, from all over. They've been coming in, and a lot of them have been very hardworking and actually adding to society, right?
Yeah, the way it started, I feel like in Germany was kind of in the 70s and 80s when we didn't have enough people to actually work like certain jobs.
Yeah.
So we used to send buses to Albania, to Croatia and so on, pick up the people and bring them back into Germany. And we're never referring to those people. We're pro-European. We don't care if you're Albanian, Croatian, Bosnian or whatever it might be. We don't have an issue with Turkish people. We actually love Turkey as well. So we don't have an issue with that. It's the mass migration at the moment that is the issue, and a lot of that is happening unvetted, so you don't know what kind of people are coming into the country, which then results in what happened this week, where the 3 Hamas terrorists were actually arrested here in Berlin, also I believe in Munich. Not that long ago, where the Oktoberfest was happening, the same thing happened there, so that's the problem really.
The diversity is very quickly turning into division, because when you have people coming in that are unvetted, they don't get integrated or they don't bother integrating. And Germany has a very, very strong social welfare system that is designed to look after people that come into the country. So, and you see it everywhere. People are not doing well in Berlin right now. A very select few are doing well, or are thriving, I guess you could say.
I mean, the social welfare system right now is so overwhelmed, where, for example, the retirement age up to this year was supposed to be around 65 or 67, something like that. So my dad, for example, was supposed to retire very, very soon, and now they're talking about raising that age to 73. Yeah. So it has like direct effect on all of us.
A social welfare system and the socialist system, or the model of socialism, can only work for so long, and it works for a certain threshold or a certain population. If you have a small community, or a relatively small community of people that are paying a lot of taxes into a system, of course it's going to work well because it's going to benefit those people. But when that system becomes overwhelmed, like it is here in Germany, it very quickly descends into anarchy. More police vans. So there's literally police vans
I slept like
every minute, flying up and down the road. It's madness. Yes, people, so we found a currywurst spot, and this is like real good eats right here on the streets of Berlin. You could smell it as we were walking up the road, and this lovely German lady here is whipping up some great stuff. We've got onions, we've got sausages, we've got frikadellen, we've got nice fresh bread, and of course some hummus as well. And it's usually all drenched in some like mayo or spicy ketchup.
It's in the tip.
Wow, look at the goodies we got.
Okay, so I just asked the lady here actually how long she has been here in this market, and she said she has been having this exact place for 50 years, 50 years. So she's been through it all, and she said it has always been a very diverse area, but it was very peaceful. So it was multicultural, beautiful, but the people kind of agreed with each other that it was a good situation, and it was nice. And then kind of 5 years ago, she said it changed rapidly, where now every single day you get people arrested here on the market for drug consumption, selling of drugs and so on. People are being aggressive, and I asked her if she's safe here in the market, and she said she's very safe, but it's because everybody knows her, because she's been here for 50 years every single day, so of course people know her. But maybe if you're a new vendor or something like that, it might not necessarily be the safest place for you to be. Aber da kommen die echt direkt hier mit der ganzen Mannschaft dann, ne? Müssen sie. Sonst ist es zu unsicher, oder? Ah. She said, I asked why there's so many police officers, because usually police officers...
Die werden ja auch schon mit der Zeit angegriffen.
Oh ja, klar, natürlich. Berufsrisiko jetzt mittlerweile, ne?
Da lag ja auch schon einer mit denen da hinten.
Mein Gott. So usually the police officers are in Germany, they walk around.
Hier, Krimi.
Ja, wenn man... Usually the police officers, they come in two, so it's usually a man and a woman, or a man and a man that are kind of walking around the areas in Germany, but they actually came with like 10 people or maybe more at the same time, because it's too unsafe for the police officers to show up in this area without a big crowd. So pretty weird area to be in, I don't know. I just want to eat my currywurst.
Right, people, so check this out. Got currywurst, literally drenched. So you've got the, what is it called? Curry salt, or is it curry?
It's curry powder.
Curry powder.
And but we call it in the end curry ketchup.
Curry ketchup. So it's basically curry powder, a little bit of spicy ketchup over the top. It smells unbelievable. And it tastes unbelievable too.
Can you taste the 50 years of experience?
That lady knows what she's doing.
Oh, that's good. Very tasty.
50 years this lady's been here, and she herself is openly saying that this place is descending. It's going downhill very fast. Open drug dealing and everything else that's happening. It's an absolute shame for a lady of her age to feel like she's in such a vulnerable position when all she's doing is trying to make a living for herself.
Also that
Food is good.
that is still a necessity for her to work after 50 years is also insane to think about.
Yeah. The fact that she's still working is crazy in itself.
And then other than the currywurst, we also got frikadelle, but here in the area they actually call it boulette. So it's well, regionally we have kind of different words for different food items in Germany, I suppose. But so it's just basically a meatball, like a burger patty. Oh yeah, I think the boulette is better than the currywurst. I actually like this more.
Yeah.
And I love currywurst, so that means a lot.
That's a winner. And you can see, by the way, curry powder, it's not a German thing, right? It didn't come from Germany. So this dish itself is showing just how diverse Germany has been for a very, very long time. The curry powder probably at some stage was taken by the Brits from India and brought over to Europe, and then came down to Germany, or came here in some way, and then the Germans basically developed it and built this dish out of it. So, but back then there wasn't the same issues. So diversity is, in general, if people integrate into society, it helps, and it's actually not a horrific thing. When it gets past a certain extent, then you have issues. And there's been literally police here non-stop. They were questioning some young, I think they were Syrian or Afghani people that were literally just openly dealing drugs here. That's when you know that you've gone too far on the diversity scale, if you want to say it like that. That's when you know you've gone past the breaking point. And that is what we want to highlight here. And that's a big issue for cities like Berlin, Germany, all over Europe now at the moment as well. If you want to support a lovely German lady when you're coming to Berlin, check out Curry Eck. She's been here for 50 years. So, amazing food and a lovely lady as well.
Just got off at another station here in Berlin because we want to cover kind of a few areas and not only concentrate on one. And getting off of the train at Cottbusser Tor, my god, it looks like a Mad Max movie with the amount of graffiti. And also you have a mosque here with a minaret. So in certain areas of Berlin, the mosques are allowed to also play the call to prayer. But from what I've read online, the call to prayer is not like super duper loud. So it's not like if you were to be in Turkey or some other predominantly Muslim country, but it's still allowed here, which in other European countries it's not. So I feel like Germany is always trying to be like one step ahead on the diversity game, because obviously with the history that Germany has, it kind of feels like we have to, but in a lot of ways it's probably the wrong move. Anyway, minarets here. And
homelessness here in Berlin as well is like next level. But like the actual struggle we saw just in the previous area, we saw multiple soup kitchens that are set up for people to avail of. Sorry, I just want to turn you around because I just can't get over how just awful it looks.
you want to walk in?
Yeah, sure, we might as well walk inside, see what's going on. Some Arabic music playing, of course. I think it's Turkish music, yeah. Baklava. Love a bit of baklava.
Baklava's good.
Just look. Oh, man. What is the point? Like
This
what?
area makes me feel like, you know, like imagine your toenails rolling up backwards.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the walking around in Berlin is just like that feeling.
It's not just certain areas as well. Like, yes, there's areas that are worse than others, and we're gonna do a proper deep dive today into Berlin to show exactly how it is. But I haven't seen one thing so far in this city that makes me want to be here at
Trabzon.
all.
We've actually been in Trabzon
Trabzon. So
3 years ago.
Trabzon is a place that's close to the Black Sea, up actually close to the border of Georgia in northern Turkey. It's actually a very nice place. Interesting to see Trabzon fish, probably from the Black Sea, being sold here in Berlin. Yeah, it's a mad place.
Then of course you have a rainbow bookstore.
You have a rainbow bookstore.
Why?
Regenbogen.
Regenbogen.
Regenbogen. Rainbow bookstore, yeah. Berlin literally tops it for me. Like, out of the places that we've been to. Oh wow. That's a police riot van,
That's
right?
well, it's not a riot van, but it's like a full task force basically.
Task
It's like
force.
maybe 20 people.
Yeah.
The riot van I think usually has a little bit more shielding on the outside.
Yeah. Police presence is at an all-time high where we are right now. Like, it's next level. Berlin tops it for me. Like, if you compare it to places like Paris and London, it's there. It's right up there with being the absolute worst that I've come across. Like, it is just a nasty place. Look at this for a Reva. Oh my
It's my
god.
favorite supermarket.
Oh,
Why does it look like that?
look at that.
You know, just telling the other Germans, you know, we don't have to live like this, yeah?
You really don't.
Like, we don't have to.
You don't have to. Oh, it's nasty. Broken windows, people fucking kicking the windows, breaking shit. This is legitimately just complete and utter decay.
And it smells like pee at all times.
Right,
Why does it always smell like pee?
the three smells, actually, I've gotten 3 smells since I've been here, right? Pee, alcohol, marijuana, and more. There's definitely a few more that I have yet to identify. Yeah. I would like to as well. Don't even know what to tell you. Berlin is lost. It's gone down the drain. You might as well just put a few extra rolls of toilet paper in there to make sure that the flush is a little bit smoother, but it's yeah.
Actually,
I always want to try it, like, and put out like some hope out there, but the fact that the people, like a lot of the people that live in these areas, they actually promote and want this type of situation. Like, if your own people want the demise of their own country, then that's it. Like, you've sealed the deal, you've written yourself, you've agreed to your fate.
a lot of people actually ask me if they should visit Berlin whenever I say that I'm a German. They're like, oh, I really want to go to Berlin or whatever. And I'm like, just don't. Like, if you do want to visit Germany, visit the south or whatever, but do not come to Berlin. If you spend too much time here, it will literally destroy your soul beyond belief. It's not the place to be. It's just like Sodom and Gomorrah here, and that's it. It's not worth your money. It's not worth your time. Sure, if you want to learn a little bit about like the wall or whatever it might be, that's fine. But I don't know. If you want to come here and see it one day and get out, your soul is at risk.
I don't know, man. Permanent sirens. It's just... it's not good.
Burned out buildings. I've been a German citizen for, how old am I? 34 years? I've never seen a burned out building in Germany, ever. This is the first time. Are you guys okay here? Like, what are you doing? For the love of Christ, this is not normal.
Welcome everybody to a piece of the Berlin Wall. We're right next to Checkpoint Charlie, which is the checkpoint, the most famous checkpoint between East and West Germany, between freedom and oppression. Basically, that was the wall that separated. We've got the big red star here to symbolize the communist East, and here is an actual piece of the Berlin Wall. Wow, crazy to see it. Completely covered in Ukrainian graffiti.
So this soldier apparently is they added the soldier on top of it in 2022.
Yep.
It's a Ukrainian soldier called Alexander Mazievsky, and he was shot by the Russian army, and the rest I cannot read.
So a piece of the Berlin Wall is now dedicated to the Ukraine. Interesting. And of course garbage littering everywhere. And then here you have a Cyrillic sign. I'm not too sure what that says, but it's very, very, very interesting. These are all pieces, individual pieces of the Berlin Wall itself.
And of course you have your average amount of vandalism here as well.
Yeah, of course, you have a smashed window next to the place that's trying to show a little bit of history. Here you can see a sign saying you are leaving the American sector. So you're leaving West Germany and now walking over into East Germany. What does it say here? You're entering the American sector, carrying weapons off duty, forbidden, obey traffic rules. Crazy to see that sign still there and standing. And over there is the actual checkpoint itself, where papers would have been checked by the US Army. Crazy.
There's a sign in English and Arabic that says I condemn Germany.
Yeah, there's a sign on that sign, literally a sticker that says "I condemn Germany" written in Arabic.
Okay, why are you here then?
Why are you
Go
here in the
somewhere
first
else.
place? What are you doing in Germany if you condemn it?
It's really cool to see from this side. So from the Russian side, you now have a portrait of an American soldier, and from the previously American side, you have a portrait of a Soviet soldier, actually. From the time, I assume.
Fascinating. Checkpoint that once symbolized courage and immense danger is now surrounded by fast food chains and souvenir stands. And of course, photo opportunity. There's quite literally queues of people just taking selfies and Instagram photos. It's crazy. Such a symbolic place in history. And it's nice to see people visiting it. But now, like literally, you've got McDonald's and a whole bunch of just plastic tacky souvenir shops with rainbow flags, like quite literally littered all over the place.
I don't know, for me as a German, it's a very emotional place to visit, and seeing all of these people just doing the thumbs up and smiling to take pictures. I mean, of course, it's a tourist place, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I don't know if it's such a thumbs up and selfie type of a place. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a crazy piece of history. The stuff that was done, stuff that happened in East Germany. Very, very, very dark time. The symbol of the DDR, quite literally, the Trabant. So these cars are cars that people would have quite literally had to wait on a wait list for years to get inside of East Germany when the wall was up. And funnily enough, I think that there was a lot of people that are still waiting on those cars to arrive. When the wall fell, obviously, they would have never gotten them. But the wait list was quite literally years long because production was all done where they were, and it obviously was incredibly slow, even though they're incredibly cheap, sort of tacky plastic type cars. But nonetheless, very cool. Cool to see them up close. Now that we've made it to the east side of Berlin, check out the architecture, the difference. Oh, did you see that? Yeah. The birds. You just nearly got hit by a gang of birds. Look at the architecture here. It's absolutely crazy how much different it is. This building here is something straight out of the Soviet era. It's actually like really badass looking. It looks like a big like Death Star out of Star Wars or something. Well, we made it to Brandenburg Tor, one of the most iconic landmarks, the most iconic landmark in Berlin. You can see why. It's absolutely beautiful. A big, pristine symbol of power, I guess you could say. Symbol of peace, as it once was used for, and then later used as a symbol of power and dominance for Germany. I can tell you what, it definitely doesn't represent modern Germany as it stands at the moment, or the way Berlin and a lot of the other major cities in Germany look at the moment. The fact that this here is quite literally the only place that we've seen in the city that's not quite literally defaced and destroyed with graffiti, but it's very beautiful. Perfect photo opportunity as well. And the sun is quite literally starting to set over Berlin, and it sort of wraps up our day of exploration here. Is there hope? I don't know. From what we've seen today, it's pretty bleak.
I think
yeah?
Germany would need a lot of help from other European countries, I think, to fix it. In other European countries, I was like, oh, you can do it by yourself, you're strong enough, the issue is not that big. But in Germany, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a pretty big issue here. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of social and economical issues that are developing. Crime is rising quite literally every year. Cost of living is rising every year. People are being priced out. We literally made it to the one area of the city here that looks presentable, but it's quite literally the area where all of the embassies are, where the government buildings are, where you're not going to be finding locals living in apartments unless they are quite literally in the top 1% of the people that are living in the city. So keep that in mind. This area does not represent Berlin, and this is what I find funny about the travel videos that come to Berlin, is people will focus on the exact central touristy areas and they'll say, oh my god, look at the city, but the outer suburbs, that's where the biggest concentration of people will live, and that's what real life is. So that is what it is.
I don't think that there are even many apartments in this area. The majority of places here is hotels or shopping centers, really, government buildings, stuff like that. I don't think that many people live here, and if they do, they're very wealthy.
Nonetheless, it's the beginning of our German series where we're going to be going through and showing you guys the absolute, true and honest reality as to what's happening on the ground with everything that's happening in Europe, as we've done with our last handful of videos. And going forward, we're going to be screaming the message loud and clear. It's not about red versus blue, it's about the 1% versus you. Left wing and right wing, two wings on the same bird. So don't go and fight each other over the message that's in our video. We just want to show you guys the honest reality of what's here on the ground. So for now, we're going to sign off, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
God bless you all.
Christ is King. Bye bye.